Ovis Portes. Hopefully I'm saying the
you
young
nailed it.
man's name correctly. A 19-year-old Baseball America. They just updated their list. He is as the number 29 ranked prospect. So nothing spectacular. He does throw 99 miles per hour. So certainly has potential. I mean,
Right.
if you throw there, I had said last night, Trace, Lucas Sims, I think, is a lot more attractive as a free agent than as a 2-month rental because of the walks.
Right.
And I didn't think anyone was going to give up anything of significant value. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Again, you got a lottery ticket. Like if the Reds were a game or two closer, I probably would be against this trade. But with where we're at, you kind of have to take whatever you can get is kind of what I feel right now.
Well, think I think it's evident to me, at least, that this Reds team is in a spot where, let's face it as well. Like, even if you get rid of Montas and even if you get rid of Sims, it doesn't change things too dramatically. I mean, you can make the argument that Sims certainly has the potential to be a pretty good back end of the bullpen guy, and he has been for the most part of his career for the Reds. And I think you illustrated that last night. Sims unfortunately has a bad rap because he has come in and given up some big moments, and the walk the other night didn't help the matter by any stretch of the imagination. But these are the trades that somebody will hit on one of these, whether it's the Reds or some other random team. Someone's going to look back and be like, hey, do you remember when we gave up, X player to get this guy that's helping us possibly win a World Series? Now, whether or not, Ovis Portes is that guy, I'm not going to go to that far, but you never know. I mean, I am thankful to hear that he, has a lively arm at least. 99 miles an hour is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, I mean, look, when Tyler Naquin got dealt, that felt like kind of an afterthought. I mean, there was a couple nice prospects kind of fit this profile, and now Hector Rodriguez is one of the most coveted Reds prospects, and the pitcher Jose Acuna is also a guy that a lot of people really like. So, it's always a gamble, no matter what you do. Even if you get a prospect that's a top 10 prospect in a team's farm system, that's a gamble too. Those are more likely gambles. Those have higher probabilities of hitting. But I mean, this makes sense for the Reds where they're at. Again, if the Reds were like 2 games closer, I would probably not like this move at all. I would say just ride with Lucas Sims for the rest of the year. Don't give him up for this far down of a lottery ticket. But with where the Reds are at, I can't really fault them. And you hope that this guy turns out to be, an actual big leaguer. But it's hard to really give any more thoughts or projections on that than just, well, let's see what this guy does right now.
Do you think that do you think that there's a whole lot to lose, though? Like, that's the thing that I see in the chats. Like, we traded Lucas Sims. Justin said we traded Lucas Sims for some 19-year-old kid. That's it. I mean, what do you think you're going to get back in return, anyways, for a rental player? Number one. Number two is Lucas Sims he's not Mariano Rivera either. So I don't know what your expectation is that you're going to get. And I think I'd rather personally take a lottery ticket than to take a retread, than to take some guy that's, maybe he was a top-ranked prospect at one time, and then all of a sudden, he struggled for 4 or 5 years. And I'm not trying to, like, kill Austin Hendrick, but like, at some point, taking a 19-year-old kid is a better option than taking a 24-year-old or 25-year-old that's never stuck in the big leagues. And, you never know. Maybe the 19-year-old kid ends up being a bona fide starting pitcher that you need when the year 2027 comes around. No one wants to talk about 2027, and I don't blame them because I think we're all there, you included. But I'm not going to sit here and cry over the fact that we got rid of Lucas Sims. And I'm not suggesting Lucas Sims is terrible, but this team is not in a position to make the postseason. I mean, it almost reminds me, Nick, like, this is a terrible analogy, but I'd be curious to see if you think it's like semi-fair. Could you imagine in football, or basketball. I don't care. You pick the sport where you're allowed to take your timeouts into the next game, like up to 2 timeouts or something like that. It feels like there's a point in the game where you would decide, hey, this has kind of gotten away from us. We're not going to take any timeouts. We're just going to take our tail kicking because we might need to use those timeouts in the following game. That's where I think the Reds are. It's like you take your lump and you know where you stand. And now you find out if you can get lucky on the back end of something. I'm still hoping that Nick Martinez gets traded for something that's actually of worth value that might come in the form of a 2025 edition in regards to help. We'll see.
I got a little, this is from one of the Red Sox prospect guys talking about the new Red, Ovis Portes, one of the breakout pitching prospects in the Red Sox lower minor leagues this year. Projectable frame. As we mentioned, the fastball tops out at 99. Got a slider to change up. Relief risk, but a very intriguing arm. So that's kind of what the Reds got here.
Where's he at right now?
He's at Salem. I think that's their low A, I believe.
Okay. So he's probably. I mean, I don't know if this for sure, but they just shut him down. Are they gonna? He's not gonna. How much season's left? We got about a month left in minors.
Yeah, he's in low A right now. He's only thrown 21 innings so far this year. Well, he started. He actually. Well, he started at their complex league, which I believe is in Florida. He threw 13 innings there, then 21 innings at low A. He has been used as a starter at low A. He has not gone more than 4 innings in a start. That's not necessarily anything crazy. Chase Petty last year did not go more than 4 innings pretty much all season, and he was a lot further along than where Portis is right now. So I would assume he goes to Daytona. Yeah, he probably pitches. I don't know.
A few innings, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the year. Yeah, they got a little over a month left in their season. Daytona might make the playoffs though, but that's only like a couple games as well. So, yeah.